You are watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, no more dentures. According to my first guest, he says nobody should be wearing a loose-fitting denture. He calls it Smoler Express. His name is Dr. Bruce Smoler. Dr. Smoler, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now, for people that don't know your practice, who's the typical patient? And today we're talking about what you can do for denture wearers. Who's the typical denture patient you see?
Well, it's interesting because there's no typical patients. I mean, these are people with dentures. Some don't know how they've been suffering for so many years. It's amazing. What patients tell me is they were having a denture for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, going to office, and every single one of them said the same thing. You're not a candidate. You don't have the bone.
But isn't it true, though? I mean, if you've been wearing a denture 10, 15 years, you can't do this, you don't have enough bone.
You know, oh my gosh, I get so frustrated when I hear that.
So it's not true?
Not at all. Oh my gosh, it's amazing what we can do today. These patients come in, minimal bone, they're a piece of cake. Someone who years ago were told that they couldn't have implants, they're a candidate today in our office. It's absolutely amazing.
So it's just what, technology has changed, the imaging has changed, techniques?
You know,
all the above?
And more. I mean, what's possible today is something unfathomable. Years ago, we'd have to open up the gums, try to figure out where the implants go. Today, none of that. It's light years ahead of the technology we used to do years ago.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, the way dental implants are typically done, especially for a denture wearer.
Absolutely.
They go to a doctor, maybe a surgeon that does the implants.
Yep.
Then they, after they heal up, then they go to another doctor, another office, where they put the teeth on top and then get them maintained elsewhere. At your office, you do both parts. Is that why you do it so quickly?
Well, it's not just doing it all together in one office. It's the technology. No one else around. We've spent years perfecting our skills, perfecting this technique. So it's amazing what we're able to do today. Place the implants in a specific way. It's absolutely unbelievable. So the older technique, what we did years ago was to push back the gums, actually peel back the tissue, figure things out where they need to go. Nowadays, in our office today, it's completely different.
Now, I know you want to be positive because you told me that, right? You don't want to say anything negative about anybody else, but this is not how it's typically done across the country. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
Now, is this also true that a denture wearer watching this, now let's say you had the availability on your calendar, could go to your office tomorrow, right? Get some imaging. They have no upper and lower teeth. And that day, they can walk out with upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
It's
Have
incredible.
you ever done it like that?
All the time. So we have patients that travel hours by car, hop on a plane to come in. We see them one time, figure everything out right then and there, and they can leave with teeth that day.
You say somebody could come in at like 9 in the morning, and at lunch they have their new upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
Absolutely.
That's not an overstatement?
Nope. Happens every day.
Okay, now you brought a stack of photos.
Absolutely.
We're going to try to get to as many of those as possible. Could you help us understand this robot you're using?
Yeah.
How is the robot being used?
So the robot allows me to do a better job. More precision, more accuracy, minimally invasive. It's absolutely revolutionized how we're able to help people today.
Now you say it's like, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but like virtually bloodless because of the precision you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like you're not having to, I guess the gums are what hurt, they're sore.
Yeah.
It's like less trauma to the gums? Is
Absolutely.
that what's going on?
So it's a minimally invasive technique. It's something proprietary that we figured out years ago, and it's truly remarkable.
Now, everything we're going to talk about today, you teach other dentists across the country, key opinion leader. You teach other dentists this?
Absolutely.
Is that the future of dentistry?
Well,
dentures as we know them today won't exist?
Well, that's our goal. I mean, our mission is to make dentures obsolete. I mean, when you think about it, who wants teeth that flop around? I mean, it's okay for George Washington, but last time I checked, it's the 21st century. And why do things, you know, if I had to go back to the old way of doing it, Might as well just work with Fred Flintstone. I mean, come
Old
on.
way meaning how it's currently being done, where you go one place for the surgery,
Yeah.
another place. Is that right?
And telling patients to get used to the bone loss and all the atrophied bone, the shrinkage, and telling them that there was nothing they could do, just get used to having dentures.
I know a couple denture wearers. They never complain.
Well, maybe to you. Do you want to come to my office and hear them?
Okay.
I mean, they can't chew, they can't bite, things are slipping around, they have to put all this goop in their mouth. So the opposite is to have dental implants in the bone, and then the teeth are screwed down in tight. So the things we tell them is, why glue it when you can screw it?
Okay. And how old can you be? Like, what are some of the older patients that can do this?
So our oldest dental implant right now is 93. Unbelievable.
Why would a 93-year-old want to do this?
Because she wants to eat. She wants to chew.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, the things that she's missing out on in life, the simplest everyday pleasures of eating, of chewing, of speaking, with teeth that stay in. Your roof of the mouth, also known as a palate, is what causes suction. That's the only way dentures stay in. Lowers float around. No one in their whole life would ever want that on their worst enemy.
So that 93-year-old, you did this too?
Yeah.
So she has upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
Absolutely.
And she can eat whatever she wants.
Absolutely.
What does she say when it's all done?
Oh my gosh, she says, I should have found you years ago. She every decade, she got enough courage to find another dentist to ask. They said the same thing. You're not a candidate. We can't help you. There's nothing that can be done. Until she found us on Google, she looked at our reviews, and it was incredible. She came in and she says, how is this possible? That's different than everyone else.
Are they skeptical? Like they come in like doubting, are you sure, Dr. Smoler?
Well, that's why we have hundreds of videos on our YouTube channel. We have thousands of
Don't you have like
cases.
over 250 or 300?
Yeah, of all these patients.
Of patients?
Yeah, just telling their story.
It sounds like an exaggeration when I looked at some of these videos.
Yeah, it's all true. And it's on the internet. Who would have thunk it?
Good for you. Now, let's take a look at some of these photos.
Okay.
So just so people know, these are all patients that were wearing dentures.
Yep.
And now they have upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's take a look.
So this woman, she lived her life 40 years with no teeth.
Okay.
And her dentures were basically what we call pocket teeth, because she only put them in for smiling or for pictures, and then they went back in her pocket. She couldn't wear them. They were loose. They were ill-fitting. Every time she would bite down, they'd press on the nerves. She would get excited. She'd try to sing in choir on Sundays. They'd fall down. She was happy for COVID. She got to wear a mask.
Is that right? Okay.
Unbelievable. So she hopped on board the Smoler Express.
You call it Smoler Express.
Absolutely.
That's getting the new teeth in one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And minimally invasive, it's our proprietary way to make dentures obsolete.
So with her,
Yes.
So she comes in.
Absolutely.
And take me through that process. Like, what's that day like when they get their new teeth?
So they come in either same day. They heard about us, read about us online. They saw all the information. They gave us a call to make sure it was true. They show up, and many times that same day, first visit, they get teeth. The implants go in a minimally invasive way. No cutting of the gums, no stitches, no incisions, more precision. It's unbelievable. They may take one Xanax, one pill to relax themselves.
And they're all numbed up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because it seems painful.
Well, it's minimally discomfort. So just a little bit of discomfort. They're already numbed up.
Okay.
For some patients, they want to be IV sedated. In some cases, it's just one pill to relax themselves. And let me tell you, what a blessing. So with her, she came in about 9 o'clock. We got her numbed up. We were able to make sure she's comfortable for the whole procedure. The implants go in. We do a digital workflow where we have special techniques and special equipment. We design her smile. She approved it the first time we met her.
So you're printing the teeth. Sorry to interrupt, but you're printing the teeth right there in the other room.
Absolutely.
Making the teeth.
Yep.
So you have somebody there, what, painting them and making them?
Yeah, so we have in-office technicians. We're able to do things today that were never possible for us before. We're printing teeth in the office. They have teeth given to them a short time after the surgery. Within a couple of hours, they're actually singing songs of praise. The teeth aren't falling out. They cannot believe it's true. So Randy, put those pictures side by side.
Okay.
Tell me, what do you see?
Well, she looks younger.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Look at her eyes. What does her eyes tell you?
Yeah.
With dentures, people are sad. With teeth that stay in, they're fixed on top of implants, they've got vitality. They're like happy for the first time in decades.
What do they like more, what they can eat or how it looks?
You know, everything. And their spouse, oh my God, one of our patients, the spouse says, Dr. Bruce, you gotta shut her up. Oh my gosh, she's so happy, I can't handle it. It's like she's 40 years younger. It's like the girl I married.
You say that they will always say, Dr. Smoler, you changed my life.
It's amazing what they've done to change their life. I mean, I'm just there for the ride. I mean, sure, we figured a few things out. Yeah, you know, we're probably one of the busiest offices in Michigan, but it's the patient that chose to find us, to walk through the doors. Do you know how hard it is? We have patients that circle the office because they're so scared.
Is that right?
So nervous. We had one patient, he started smoking again. He was so nervous. He quit 10 years ago, and he says, oh my gosh, Dr. Bruce, on the way to your office, I was just so anxious, I started smoking again. Well, you know, you gotta cut.
Did he stop afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But you know, it's just unbelievable. Patients decide to make the first step, to contact our office, to come through the door, and that's the first step in changing their life.
That's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
So if a 93-year-old can do this, do you ever get like 70-year-olds that say, Doc, are you sure I'm not too old?
So a little technique, and this is some of the things I do. Patient says that they're 60, they're 70, why bother? So I lean forward, check behind their ear, and I say, yep, no expiration date. And if it's good enough for my mother, and I love my mother dearly, this type of treatment is right for them.
Very nice. Time for some more photos.
Okay, so here we have a gentleman who comes in. He's a preacher. He really couldn't go through a sermon without worrying about who's going to end up with his teeth. The front row or the third row.
Okay.
So when he gets really animated and he says his amen, he's happy that his teeth stayed in. Okay. So he came in.
Are these his jokes, by the way, or yours?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both, okay.
So he was so happy because he came in, we figured a few things out, he was a great candidate, and it was interesting. He says, Dr. Bruce, I've heard about you for years. You mean to tell me that you could do something that no one else for the last 10 years is able to do? I said, well, we're a little bit more dedicated. We spent a lot of time doing more than expected to help more people live the life that they want to live. So they come in, they made this decision to get things done and get rid of their denture. We scanned his mouth. We do what's called a digital workflow. We're able to print teeth right then and there.
Okay.
And so within a couple of hours, not a day, not 2 days, not a week, not 6 months, we are able to give him teeth that same day.
He looks good, by the way.
Well, look at the comparison. What do you notice?
Well, he definitely looks like a younger guy.
He's
more handsome.
And you know, society, unfortunately, they judge people. When you're walking around worried that your denture is going to slip, you're walking around like this. Your lips are tight. Why do you think that is? Because your lips are the muscles that hold the denture in place.
So they don't smile.
They can't, because they start smiling, their teeth fall out.
Okay.
And they have to be able to hold their teeth in. And who looks happy when they're like a prune?
Yeah.
No one wants to live their life like a prune.
What's it like when they see their face in the mirror for the first time?
Oh my gosh. Why do you think we have Kleenex in every room? Tears of joy.
Really? Okay.
Some of them are remorseful. They should have done it years ago to change their life. But it's not a day goes by where we're not humbled by what we get
So
to
how
do.
many years does a guy wear a denture, like in this photo? Like, I mean, is it like 5 years, 10 years?
We've had patients, that particular patient, about 15 years.
So you think they missed out on 15 good years of eating and chewing or whatever?
They feel bad that they've missed out. They should have done it years ago. They believed people that said they weren't a good candidate. People said
But it's true. I mean, they weren't a good candidate, based on that technology or that doctor's experience?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
So back then, they weren't a good candidate because who they saw, the technology has advanced. So I talk to patients, I say, years ago, you used to take a picture with this big clunky thing on your shoulder called a camcorder. Now technology has advanced. You use a smartphone. So years ago, the technology of implants, the thread design, all these fancy things with the implants, we couldn't do then what we're able to do now. So let me show you this next patient. Oh my gosh, this was remarkable.
Young guy.
He's a father of 6. And he spent so much time worrying about his mouth, his teeth, chewing and biting. His kids really didn't ever see him without teeth. And he said,
What was he doing, wearing a denture?
oh yeah,
Okay.
a denture at a young age. He first got a denture in his 30s. He didn't know that there was other options. So he decided to make the first step and change his life.
Okay.
He came in to see us. And it was such a blessing.
Like, do you get excited? Like, you're on the consult, they're telling you their hard luck story. Do you think, boy, they have no idea how good this is going to be?
You know,
what goes through your head?
It's hard to contain myself. I see people that tell me, calm down, relax. You kind of are just too much energy. And so I have to remember, these are people who have been suffering for decades.
So they're fearful.
They are so fearful.
Okay.
And they've heard it all before sometimes where they just don't believe that something like this is possible. But take a look.
Wow, look at the difference.
Oh my God. So now
And those don't come out.
right.
Upper and
So
lower.
they're upper lower teeth fixed in place on top of implants.
Okay.
And no palate. So a denture wearer has the roof of the mouth covered. So in this situation, he's smiling, but he doesn't realize what's going to happen. So you get used to the teeth, all of a sudden, a new person walks in at the 2-week post-op check. It's unbelievable.
So they're smiling more. So I guess and they're doing selfies, you said, like on Instagram and Facebook.
So they come in 2 weeks later at the post-op check, and it's a new person. The women will have a new haircut, the men will shave their beards, and it's absolutely amazing the transformation we see.
But are there a lot of people, like not only in Michigan, but across the country that have dentures? I mean, is it a big problem?
So believe it or not, there's 24 million people in this country with dentures. There's more people with dentures in this country than the population of Canada. Can you believe
So
that?
why aren't they doing it? Why isn't everybody They just don't know their options? They don't know what's available?
So
They think they're too old?
There's something that I call stinking thinking. They just don't know what's possible.
Okay.
And it's not their fault. I mean, they're trying to change their life. They're going to all these dentists, but the dentists today don't have the latest technology. I mean, we've got what very few other offices have. We've got an in-office lab. We've got an in-office design studio. We've got milling. We've got the ability to do
And the robot.
And the robot. We got the...
Should you have brought the robot here? I feel like I should have interviewed the robot too. Who's doing more of the work?
You know,
I'm kidding, obviously.
Yeah. Well, the issue is the robot listens to me.
So the robot helps you do everything more precise? Is that why there's very little downtime on this?
Yep. So the robot is more precision, less distortion, more accurate, a minimally invasive approach.
Does it go like near your hand?
Yeah. So I'm actually in control of the robot. So the robot does what I tell it to do, at least for the time being, no back talk, and it allows us to do things never before possible.
Very nice. Not a lot of people in America, other dentists with robots?
There's a few people.
Like less than 1%, would you say?
Yeah, less than 1% of the people, and no one else has been able to put the pieces of the puzzle together to offer a proprietary way that we call the Smoler Express.
So people travel great distances to see you. Is that correct?
Out of state, fly in from Florida. They spend hours on a plane to come see us because they realize that they did the first step to change their life.
Over to some more of those photos. And I'm going to rush you a little bit because we're short on time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Randy, take a look at that guy. What do you notice?
Well, he's got no teeth and he seems older.
Yeah, yeah. And so when people can't wear teeth, their whole face shrinks in. They've got what's called bone atrophy. So the option is just to continue wearing a denture. I mean, there's no life for him wearing a denture. He can't wear it, he can't speak, chewing is difficult.
So what did you do?
We did implants on top and bottom and allowed him to have fixed teeth on top of his implants. Never came out.
There he is. And by the way, they can eat whatever they want?
Absolutely.
Like a steak, or do they have to be careful with biting things like an apple or a raw carrot with their front teeth?
So there's a healing phase where things have to rest for about 6 to 8 weeks, but once the 6 to 8 weeks are up...
So they can still eat immediately,
Yeah.
just you want them to take it easy?
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one.
So this guy couldn't chew, couldn't eat, had an upper denture, and it just didn't fit right. He went back 5, 6, 7 times, and they said, get used to it, buddy. This is the best we can do.
Okay.
And it's because his mouth, he wasn't a good candidate for a denture because his mouth didn't give him enough suction.
Okay.
You know what? No one is happy with the denture. So he decided to change his life. He found out about us through our dental implant reviews online, and he came in. We were able to help him. That same day he showed up, he actually drove 8 hours from up north in Michigan.
Okay.
He's what we call a Youper, Upper Peninsula, and he couldn't believe it. It was amazing. Upper, lower teeth that stayed in on top of implants.
Yeah, he seems too young to be wearing a denture.
Well, everyone's too young to wear a denture. I mean, would you want all that plastic in your mouth? You can't speak, you can't chew, you can't taste your
You
food.
do not like dentures.
Well, let me tell you how I really feel.
So it's pretty bad.
It's awful.
Okay.
And no one, look at this guy.
Okay,
Same
and we have
thing.
about 2.5 minutes left, so I'm
Okay.
going to rush you.
Yep. So this guy, upper denture, lower front teeth, couldn't chew, couldn't bite. He needed help. So he decided to change his life. He hopped on board the Smoler Express, found out about us online, and the way to make dentures obsolete. We destroyed probably about 22 years of denture wearing that he had. Upper denture, lower denture. It was amazing.
And there he is. Now, for people just tuning in, when you say Smoler Express, that's your program where you can literally go in the morning,
Yep.
if you're wearing a denture, and walk out like by noon
Yep.
with upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
Absolutely.
Okay, okay.
So look at this woman.
Surprised they're all so young. I mean, because you have patients in their 80s and 90s, but I'm surprised with this. Very nice.
So with her, we could have made her another denture, but at such a young age, who wants to live that way? So implants in, teeth on top of them that never come out. Absolutely
What a
amazing.
difference. What a difference.
So this woman, she's been suffering for decades, couldn't wear her denture, she was starting a new job, and she wanted to be able to have teeth that stayed in. So she decided to change her life. She came in, the Smoler Express, the way to make dentures obsolete.
Okay.
It was amazing.
She looks happy.
She is not only happy, she is thrilled.
So can you be on medications, things like that, and still get this done? Like if you're 80 or 90,
Yeah,
so you can be on medications and get this done.
absolutely. So this guy, well into his 70s,
Okay.
he just had no options, and we got medical clearance. He's on blood thinners, different medications, heart medications, not a problem.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, we simply just get clearance, and away we go. Implants in, and get rid of the denture.
I have to bring this up because we get lots of questions about the cost or how much are dental implants, things like that. Is this true? So dental insurance doesn't cover this. Medicare, Medicaid doesn't cover this.
Yeah.
You say people finance it.
Yep. So most people finance it, but let me ask you a question. To get rid of a denture, to have teeth that fit, that allow you to chew and eat, what's the cost of that? I say priceless.
Okay.
It's absolutely amazing. Every single one of our patients will say 3 things. They should have had it done years ago, it didn't hurt, and it was worth every penny.
Bernard, did they get to see you on the consult? I mean, do you see
Oh,
all
absolutely.
this? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Time for a couple more. I'm going to
Yep.
really rush you because these are good looking photos. Okay.
Same thing, this guy's been suffering with an upper denture. He thought it was the best thing to do when he was 19 and he didn't have money to fix his teeth. And they said, oh, you'll be fine. You know how many patients say that they were told they'll be fine with the denture?
So the dentist says you'll be fine.
Yeah, you know why? Because it's not the dentist that has to wear the denture.
Okay, okay.
I mean, come on. You try to take a sip of something.
Looks very nice.
You try to glue it in. The goop is in your mouth.
He looks much younger, by the way. He almost looks like he could be the son of the before photo.
So
Seriously.
I'll tell you one other thing. You know how many patients of ours are worried about kissing someone with a denture? I mean, it slips. Who's going to end up with it in their mouth?
Do people do this for occasions? We have about a minute left.
Absolutely. So weddings, reunions, class reunions. People want to feel good.
Do partners ever do it, like a husband and wife?
Oh, we had people.
One goes in first.
We had a husband and wife travel 3 hours from Indiana, and they both got it done same day.
Is that right?
Implants in, and they left with teeth.
Very nice. Final message. Somebody watching this, they're currently wearing a denture. And they say, my denture's pretty good. My denture's fine. They hear what you have to say, and they're very skeptical. What do you say to them? Or they're afraid.
Yeah, we hear that all the time. And the problem is they don't know what's possible. So it's only a simple phone call. Check us out online. We got hundreds of testimonials.
You really do.
Oh,
and I'm not trying to endorse you, but all over the internet are positive, reviews and things like that.
It really is life-altering what we're able to do. And think about it. Our goal, our mission, is to make dentures obsolete.
Okay, so really, really no more dentures.
No more dentures.
And you could do it in one day.
In one day.
So if somebody's watching this, and then you had an appointment, and I already said this, but let's say next week you'd have your new teeth.
Yeah. You come in the morning, we make sure you're a candidate. We want to do what's right, of course. So someone is a candidate, they have enough bone, and we're able to have them have the treatment done over lunch, and they leave with teeth for dinner.
Do you ever show them what their teeth are going to look like ahead of time? I mean,
Absolutely.
How are you able to do that?
So we have a digital process where we have a smile simulation, so it actually helps us guide the design. So they tell us what they like about their existing teeth, tell us what they don't like about their existing teeth, and we fine-tune the ability to give them teeth for the first time.
So they see it on a computer. Do they ever say, I want that?
Absolutely.
Are they ever surprised with how it changes their appearance?
Oh my gosh, they think they are happy. When they come back, they're even ecstatic because it fills in their smile. It gives them the teeth that they haven't had for decades. Oh my gosh, it's like a new person. It's like, what happened to the old person? They're long gone.
Very nice. Well, okay, so we're out of time.
Okay.
If somebody wants to make an appointment, do you prefer they go online or just call your office?
Whatever is easiest. We have parents that their kids call for them. We have patients that give us a call. We do Zoom calls. We do virtual calls, consults. Whatever way, our mission is to help people live better without dentures.
All right, Dr. Smoler, thank you so much for coming to the show. Good stuff.
Good. Thank you.
You've been watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. For now, I wish you good health.